Freedom is one of the most desired things in human life. People want the freedom to choose their own path, live without limits, and escape restrictions. And in many ways, that desire feels natural. But the Bible tells a story that quietly challenges what freedom really means. In Luke 15, Jesus tells the parable of the prodigal son. At first glance, it looks like a story about rebellion and forgiveness. But underneath it, there is a deeper question. What if some of the things we call freedom are actually the beginning of loss? The story begins with a young man who asks his father for his inheritance early. Father, give me the share of property that is coming to me. Luke 15:12. In that culture, inheritance was normally given after the father died. So this request carried a deeper meaning. It was as if the son was saying, I want the benefits of belonging to this family without actually staying in it. He didn't want guidance. He didn't want boundaries. He wanted independence. And the father allowed him to go. The Bible says the son traveled to a distant country. There, he squandered his property in reckless living. Luke 15:13. For a while, life probably looked exciting. Money was flowing. Friends were everywhere. There were no rules. This is often how false freedom begins. It feels exciting at first. But freedom that is disconnected from wisdom rarely lasts. Soon, the story changes. Eventually, the young man lost everything. And when he had spent everything, a severe famine arose in that country. Luke 15:14. Now the situation becomes desperate. The same person who once had wealth and independence ends up feeding pigs. So the story shows how far he had fallen. The Bible even says he was so hungry he wanted to eat the food given to the pigs. The freedom he chased had turned into survival. Then something important happens. But when he came to himself, Luke 15:17, this is the turning point of the story. He realizes that the place he ran from was actually the place he was safest. Even his father's servants had food to eat. So he makes a decision. He will return home, not as a son, but as a servant. At this point, the story is no longer about freedom. It becomes a story about humility. The son prepares a speech. He plans to apologize. He expects rejection. But when the father sees him returning, something unexpected happens. While he was still a long way off, his father saw him and felt compassion. Luke 15:20. The father runs toward him. In that culture, dignified men didn't run, but the father runs anyway. Before the son finishes his apology, the father restores him. He gives him a robe, a ring, and prepares a celebration. The son who thought he had lost everything is welcomed home. The story of the prodigal son reveals something powerful about human nature. Sometimes people chase freedom without realizing what they are leaving behind. The younger son thought freedom meant distance from authority, but the story shows something deeper. Real freedom was never found in the distant country. It was found in the relationship he abandoned. Jesus told this parable to remind people of something simple but profound. Sometimes the place we run from is the very place we belong. And sometimes what looks like freedom is just distance from what protects us.